So we're back now in the conceptual mass, just an overview pretty much of last week when we worked with the family editor. And I wanted to describe to you, finishing off this, parameterizing this object. Now, for some reason it doesn't let me align to the y planes that are occurring here. It will let me align to the x planes, but I don't know why the y. So in Revit, there's always a workaround. So what we'll do here is again select this object and then just move it like you can do with those grip tools, which is pretty neat in the conceptual mass. And this will allow me to move it out to a certain object where it will allow me to align with that plane, and then it will give me the grip tool to lock it. So now that is locked in place, I can adjust the types, and then it will drive the parameters will drive the mass. So here we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to select that line and then slide it out to where it aligns with that reference plane. Click lock, and there we have it. So now when I do the flexing of the model, it should adjust again, aligned on the center of this reference plane with the object. All right, so let's just flex the model, hit apply. Oh, still not quite gripping there. So let's just touch that line again and then try to get it to align to that reference plane. Now I see it aligns. It'll give me the choice to lock it. Should work now. Let's flex that model again. That's the width that's giving us the problem. I'm going to bump it up to 60 feet. Hit apply. There. Now it seems to work. I'm going to change this one to make sure that it works. Hit it 90. There we go. So now I have this object that is controlled by the width and the length parameters that are grouped in the types parameter box under dimensions. So I'm going to add one more parameter like we did last week to the height, okay? And then we'll wrap this up. So we have to create another reference plane. And the best way to do it is to look on the elevation. I'm going to go to the east elevation. This is just the first one I popped open. And I'm going to add a reference plane like we did last week. Again, create, hit reference, where is it? Reference plane. Again, the family edit, the conceptual mass family editor is a little different than the family editor, but all the concepts are pretty much the same. hit apply. I'm going to go ahead and add a parameter so that and then we'll align the object again like we did later. So we're having some difficulty. So I'm going to go ahead and hit touch the dimension, click add parameter. What are we going to call this one? We're going to call it the height. H-I-G-H-T. Group under dimensions. Here, dimensions, it's a length. Make it an instance. If you created a type, it won't work. You have to create an instance because they're all the other ones are instances. So now let's just go ahead and see if that reference plane is driven by this parameter that we created here. If it's driven by this height parameter, click types, pop into the types window, and you see the height. It's 51 feet now. Let's just go ahead and change it to, let's go ahead and say 55. Well, let's go ahead and say 60. Okay, 60 feet high. Hit apply, and yes, the parameter drives that reference plane. That's what we want. So now I'm going to pop back into that 3D view so that we can grip that that plane. I hit my control button. I mean shift button, and then the wheel button. I hold it down and I can move around. I'm going to go ahead and select that top plane. All right, and then I'm actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see if it works this time because I've created that parameter here. That reference plane, you see how it pops in there. I'm going to hit modify, hit align, see if it does let me select it, and I'm going to select that plane there, pop it up there, and then hit the lock button. Okay? Hit modify, and now that object should be controlled by the reference plane, and the reference plane is driven by the parameter. So we'll go ahead and hit types, and the height parameter over here. Let's bump it up to 70 feet. Let's see how high this building can get. It's another 70 feet. Yes, and that is happily driving my mass object.